Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to LEGO Jurassic World. We're going to continue the story of Jurassic World, possibly conclude it. Let's start. So, what has occurred to me is they don't really make disaster movies anymore. And I guess that's kind of what this is. More than a dinosaur movie, more than an action movie, more than some budding romance between the two male leads or some kids movie between the two kid leads. It's a disaster movie. It's the same as a movie about an earthquake or a flood. I guess they do make movies like that still, come to think of it. The only difference is this is a disaster caused by dinosaurs instead of usually natural events. And that kind of explains why it's so focused on the destruction. Honestly though, if I think about it from that direction, I'm not sure that we should make disaster movies anymore. Frankly, it's just not gonna look realistic enough. And I don't think American Western movie making is gonna focus on anything new in a disaster movie because it's literally about the destruction of property more than it is about the destruction of people, because they're afraid with the motion picture association, the MPAA, that rates everything, that they would rate everything NC-17 if they showed all the bloodiness and gore that they used to get away with. In a funny way, a lot of elements in movies have gotten watered down over the years in an effort partially just to be more mainstream and partially just because the ratings board hasn't moved forward with the times. A kind of soft censorship has been implemented. So up, left, down. And here we go.
You'll find a great
that wasn't very long outside the main level. So unless we get a rather long level here, we may be in for a short one. They're all...
They evacuated the lab.
So the bad guy is trying to move everything away for not a really good reason. And that's all kinds of genetically engineered monstrosities.
Dr. Wu works for us.
That's not a real dinosaur.
No, it ain't, kid. Imagine that one. A fraction of its size. Intelligent, deadly, able to hide from military technology.
None of them are really dinosaurs, though, is the truth of it. They've always been monsters. They've always been split with frog DNA. They've always been genetically engineered. Right? Genetically engineered. We get the Lego disassembling.
This way.
So the bad guy is gone. He was almost certainly killed in the movie. And
They're hunting us.
Us? Or just you?
Us.
Oh.
Let's see, up, down, left. What did that activate? Oh, just a collectible. I like the little Jurassic World cups everywhere. And Jurassic World candy bars. So this entire area is...
That's not the
sound of a dinosaur. It's your tiny T-Rexes stomping down our world-famous boardwalk.
Interesting. To hit a button and it not actually do anything. Important. That's never been done in a Lego game as far as I recall. Feels like there should be something I could do to this pile of bones. At least in free play, but I'm not seeing anything. Can't just jump up here.
See that pipe? I might be able to reach the upper level from this end of it.
So do your Wi-Fi connection.
You can climb up to it here.
Let's have them walk this way. They've built a wall. Let's put up a security barrier. Looks like there's something you should be able to dig there in free play. Ah, that's what you do with it. And then the youngest son is your Alan Grant stand-in as the dinosaur expert.
Nice work, kid.
Now, if you were to follow the same logic that it was the first movie, and it was about the lady here who's in charge of Jurassic World, or was at least, thinking about having kids,
I don't
what
think we can push it from this side.
in the world, in this experience, would convince her that that's a good idea?
The Apatosaurus is one of the largest animals to ever walk the earth. An average adult.
This feels like almost an achievement thing. You got the little DNA strand here.
I'll see if there's another way out of here.
I mean, the only argument you can make is a terrible argument that she didn't care about kids who were her nephews before, and now through this huge
I guess not.
trauma, she has learned of their importance and now does care about her nephews and kids in general. That's kind of the message, but when you say it that way, it sounds awful. It really sounds horrible.
Expensive.
Whoa! I'm not gonna have to pay for that, am I?
So we push that hammer back, and now it's going to swing forward.
I can fit in there.
I think a lot of this dialogue was added. It just doesn't seem like it was actually said in the movie. But then you kind of don't know, because how much of any movie is left on the cutting room floor.
Get rid of whatever's jamming the display cabinet.
So in production of Jurassic World, they could have easily had all the actors do scenes where they said these things and not used those scenes. I wonder if that's a way that you can cheat the system as a movie producer. Can you not pay a actor for their voice acting work by making them act in a movie in scenes that you have no intention of ever actually appearing in the movie? I would assume the Screen Actors Guild would realize that that's not acceptable, but it wouldn't surprise me if somebody did pull tricks like that.
Nice work again, kid.
I suppose the bigger thought is, how do you prevent somebody from shooting footage for 2 movies, and then in that second, and then only paying the person for 1 movie? That really gets into some deep actor contract negotiation stuff that really I know nothing about. Speaking of knowing nothing about, I really don't know anything too much about dinosaurs still. They really had a good opportunity here to what would you, educate kids in this Lego game, and they failed to do it. They barely even tell you the names of some of the dinosaurs, let alone like how tall they are, what centuries are they believed to exist in, did they travel in packs or alone? Simple things like that.
Baby has a bigger brain than most fully grown dinosaurs. It'll take a raptor only 20 minutes to run across Isla Nublar at its widest.
Come on, move.
If a raptor can run from one end to the other end of the island is too small. That's way too small.
Echo. Leave this to me.
Each of the raptors has a name in this movie, and so they try to characterize them. They probably characterize the raptors more than any of the other characters in the movie. But there's still not a lot you can do there. Knock over that Coke can or whatever that was. See, sometimes it's just a matter of sneaking past the dinosaur and then all of a sudden the other dinosaurs. That's like a pizza. Why was there a piece of pizza on display? How much does a dinosaur eat in a day? That's what I assume that is that's a display that shows the amount of food that a dinosaur eats in the form of a pizza to be funny. Which probably would confuse younger kids. And go, dinosaurs ate pizza? Then you'd have to go, no they didn't, it was just being silly.
There.
This is cool looking pattern.
Let me just find the right hologram.
Giant chicken. Like they would know what a cooked chicken looks like. And escape. So that was 13 minutes. So how can he reestablish dominance?
This is how it is, huh? Easy. Easy.
Why did his teeth sparkle?
74, 58 times 2, 190. We need more.
What?
Teeth. We need more teeth.
Larry, are you still there? I need you to open paddock 9.
9? Are you kidding?
Why do they need more teeth?
Find a way past it.
Is this kid just like gone crazy? Come on, explain to me the teeth thought. We need more dinosaur. And the raptors decide to change sides again. Their allegiance seems to falter back and forth. What in the world could the main guy do or say to establish his role as the dominant alpha there? Like, I have no idea what I'm even supposed to do. I feel like we're in the middle of a boss fight, but I'm also just goofing around with the free play section. Let's jump here, take a picture. Did that do one bit of damage to him? Notice that the Andromeda's Rex here has a massive amount of health on him. Is that 10 hearts? 4 plus 4 is, looks like 9. But I could be one off easily. What am I supposed to be? What am I supposed to do? Ah, there's something to build here. So if they released another group of raptors, there's no reason to believe that that other group of raptors would work or cooperate in any fashion with the first group. I would assume they would just fight each other. So sniffing around, looking for more things. Although I do love the concept of can he hit? No, the raptor cannot give boosts to people. Well, I do love the concept of playing as the raptor, is what I was trying to say. You don't do anything as the raptor that's super cool. You kinda needed to have an entire game where you played as a dinosaur if you were gonna do that. The focus is too divided, and that's caused a lot of levels to feel unfinished. So now he's electrifying the ground. Hit him in the nose. Am I supposed to hit anybody else? No, I think I'm supposed to just switch over here and attack. So we've got this electrified section that's blocking our way. And it's only these 3 characters that I can play as. Shoot them in the mouth, switch over here, and start attacking with the dinosaurs. Oh, I need to do the lunge thing. That was hold B. And so, what this is a strange squeaky toy launching gun that shoots him in the mouth, and then I attack him a couple times with the raptor. Then when he's got the spinning stars over his head, which is very silly. There have been several points where the game has just gone silly in the main story mode more than they usually do in LEGO games. Usually in LEGO games, the main story elements are not the goofs and the gags. The goofs and the gags may get shown in a cutscene in the background of a cutscene, but think about how we're beating this game. It's completely not serious at all. It's shoot a squeaky toy in his throat and choke up the dinosaur. And so she's releasing Paddock 9, which is What? The original T-Rex? I thought the big fish character. Is he trying to eat the flare? See, I think the movie's got that right. If the original T-Rex takes out the Indominus Rex. At least that's a slightly smart move. Let's see who wins, though. That's the question. Go ahead and have the dinosaur save if he can. Stand, save, and continue. So there's things around here, but I think we're supposed to just kind of hop to... No, there's things we're supposed to actually do. So... That's not a hot place. And yet he can almost make it up to that. Let's see. The dinosaur's your friend. Sure he is, wow. But he slowly backs away from the big fight, so he doesn't want any of that. Let's search here. Do a smell thing. Again, I have like no idea what I'm supposed to even do. Or so you see that big fish up there in the top right. So I think they're gonna play a part. And while certainly a fish dinosaur creature is probably going to have the advantage in the water, doing a water-based creature doesn't work well in theaters with the movie. It just doesn't look good. And the same is true for the flying creatures too. It's like you can have a flying pterodactyl scene, but you couldn't have the main character that is harassing you all the time just a flying creature. Particularly for video games, we know that, because any flying character either requires the hero to have the ability to fly or needs to lose their ability to fly so they can get on the ground, so we can either shoot or punch or whatever is necessary to defeat that enemy. We've got...
Trust me, it could be worse. Much worse.
You think you can reach out wide,
And
Claire?
maybe one too many poop jokes in the movie at this point. If that's how many were actually in the movie, I don't know. Ah, and that's how you get over here. This is some kind of like ramen shop. I suppose if you were gonna do a Jurassic World, you do kind of need to be very appealing to many cultures. So you would have like ramen and such. Honestly though, I don't think it works. I think you probably want a Disney World set in America, and then a Disney World Europe set in Europe, and a Disney World Asia set in Asia. Although I think there's a Disney World Japan and a Disney World China. I think each one of those...
Is there some urgency for some reason?
Each one of those is gonna work a lot better just because of the differences in cultures and languages and all of that. I don't think you can have one Jurassic Park where people from all over the world would equally come and visit. There will be people that come up from all over the world, but I think it would be mostly an English-speaking affair. So they electrocute them. Now T-Rex. This looks like a different fight from the one before, which is good because if they just repeated the motions from the two previous fights, that would kind of suck. It looked pretty unique. There's only so many different ways you can animate a T-Rex. So now we've got to play as the Raptors. So the Indominus Rex doesn't succeed on its own. Come on. Take that, hit B, pull that free. And then take this and hop up here. Take this and attack. There still is no reason why the Raptors would be attacking this guy. In fact, there's no reason why any of the dinosaurs would be attacking this guy, other than just base violence and territory control. This dinosaur has done nothing to incur the wrath. I like the headbutt here, even though it's probably completely unrealistic. If anything, this super intelligent Indominus Rex should totally be able to manipulate and get on the good side of all the other dinosaurs. There's no logical reasons for this. And then the big sea creature eats him. That's what I thought happened. Which again, there's no reason why the big sea creature would want to eat him. So the T-Rex and the Raptors are all now friends now when they were fighting each other in Jurassic Park 1. And they're shopping / looting the museum. And I bet that's the end of Jurassic World. And we end playing all 4 of the stories at almost 2 million studs. Maybe even 2 million if we get the same credit scene. 61% to True Survivor. No big surprise there. Once I find that score multiplier, we will probably have no trouble unlocking everything. We almost never do. But that achievement for having 65 million studs seems a little high. And if it's 65 billion studs, then that seems really, really high. Jimmy Fallon unlocked? Is that Jimmy Fallon, the famous late night host? Mr. DNA unlocked. We can see Steven Spielberg unlocked. Like, you could have had a Steven Spielberg in peril throughout the entire game, like they would have done for Stan Lee in peril in the Marvel game. And yet, that's just not the case. That being said, I don't think there is anybody in peril in any of the levels. I think they kind of shorted each of the stories. When you look here, for each story level, there is only 10 mini-kits and the Amber Brick and the True Survivor. We've played plenty of Lego games where there would have been 10 mini-kits, 10 of something else, whether it was a blue kit or something else, a True Survivor, a special item, and an amber item, and a red brick. I mean, lots and lots of stuff there that seems to all have been moved to an overworld collectibles, which is going to make sense because I think the overworld is going to be very...
But he left provisions? Our deal is still intact?
Don't worry. You'll be well taken care of.
So, Engines is basically stealing from Engine? It doesn't even make sense. guy is playing cards with everybody that got eaten, including Zara. And then this time we're playing as the Indominus Rex versus running after a Raptor. And it's not even running after, because if it was 2-player, we would both be running in a straight line, so we're not even chasing each other. Up. So the story just gets left kind of hanging there as far as the actual thought. It doesn't get explained very well. So, in comparison to the first movie, considering Jurassic World is a soft reboot, it's a lot weaker. It is just this action movie, and the action doesn't translate great to a Lego game. There's no real deep philosophy here as far as what should be done with the dinosaurs. There's no real amazement with the dinosaurs because we've already seen it done 3 movies over. Even the amusement park doesn't look that interesting. We didn't see any real rides or anything. The Telltale game, not to be confused with TT Games, the makers of this game, the Telltale game of Jurassic Park at least had some scenes where they showed roller coasters and things. That there was one particular scene where you had to avoid getting killed by dinosaurs as you're riding this roller coaster that's half built. This, except for the spheres, the bathyspheres, or whatever they're called, gyrospheres. A bathysphere is a device you would use to go into water, which certainly they could have had bathyspheres and had us go underwater. In fact, the Telltale version of Jurassic Park also had that same fish-like creature, and there was a scene where you were scuba diving and trying to avoid it, and you were in the shark tank. A lot of action focused around that, and way less in Jurassic World the movie. As a kids movie, it needed a lot more setup, a lot more excitement. A lot of people, if the movie felt like it was bored with the concept of dinosaurs even when it began. That's why we get Indominus Rex right at the beginning. They even make a speech in the movie where they say, yeah, it's people have grown bored of looking at the regular dinosaurs, so we've started genetically engineering more and more dangerous ones just to keep our sales up. And it's like the movie feels that way too. It feels like they're not satisfied with the T-Rex and the Raptor. So even though the T-Rex and the Raptor sort of win at the end with the help of the big fish guy, who really doesn't get any coverage in the game, probably not much in the movie either. They didn't even tell me his name as far as I can tell, the name of the species. They're really focused on the Raptors, but they make the Raptors into these specifically way too smart, way too well trained Raptors that are doing things that are not believable at the point. Yeah, in pretty much every way, Jurassic World is worse than Jurassic Park. I would have sticked a lot closer to doing just a full reboot of Jurassic Park instead of trying to add elements to it. The fact that it was more science focused, the fact that there were people who knew about dinosaurs and there were sick dinosaurs. They talk about the lysine contingency. They talk about the fact that the dinosaurs are genetically cloned with frog DNA. All of that makes for a more in-depth, more detailed movie than what we got with Jurassic World. Furthermore, even though the kids are really, really blatant stereotypes in the original Jurassic Park movie, the hacker girl who also is kind of sporty, and the dinosaur-obsessed Timmy little boy who knows everything about every dinosaur possible, even though they are clearly just like stereotypes and unbelievable characters, they're more fun in a movie where dinosaurs are running around, because dinosaurs running around, you're already suspending your disbelief, so have a little bit more fun with it. Even the Dr. Ian Malcolm with his craziness and add something to it. The lawyer getting eaten in the bathroom is funny. The fat nerdy guy getting killed by the spitters. We don't really get a lot of that. We don't even really get a good bad guy at all. You barely even feel like the bad guy is the bad guy. It feels like corporate politics done in a very strange way. And there was a little bit of that in the previous movies, but probably shouldn't have been. I would have wanted to see in Jurassic World particularly, because when you say Jurassic World, you're saying, I'm going to make this bigger. The thing they should have made bigger is more dinosaurs. And we don't really see more dinosaurs. And that's not just a limitation of the game, I don't think. I think it's just a limitation of how they were thinking. Jurassic World should have been... The Jurassic Park has been going on for 10 years now, and instead of having 15 species of dinosaurs, they've integrated 125 species. Also, when you say Jurassic World, it kind of implies that they're going to eventually get out to the real world, which would be a better story to tell, really. It would have been a much bigger disaster movie if you didn't always know that the dinosaurs were stuck on an island, and that the Andromedus Rex really couldn't hurt that many people because they had already evacuated a big portion of it. Again, Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, very bloody series for a kids game, because there's a lot of at least implied death going on there, even with the Lego games trying to spin it a different way, showing that no, the people swallowed by the big fish are fine, they're just playing cards. Even trying to sugarcoat it, it's not great. It's kind of like the Looney Tune cartoons. Daffy Duck getting shot with the shotgun when he's out hunting rabbits, or is that... No, that's Elmer Fudd that gets shot with the shotgun. Sometimes Daffy Duck gets shot too, but that's actually rather violent when you think about it. Here we're getting close to the end, I can tell, because we've got the crazy French credits and legalese. I got 110, so I may be just right at that. We're at 33.6%. Not really unsurprising. Once we start actually getting collectibles in the open world, we will make more sense. This is Lego Dimensions. Interesting. So they show a little teaser there. That's the starter kit for Lego Dimensions. And that's been my fear, definitely, is that all the Lego games are going to just become Lego Dimension games, and then I can't play them because they're not on PC. Bonus levels are now unlocked on the island. Press back to see the park map for their location. So we are here. Yeah. So I am very afraid that this is going to be the second to last Lego game second to newest Lego game I ever play because of Lego Dimensions. Maybe, maybe not. It's hard to tell. Since this game has come out, and Lego Dimensions has come out, but also those Toys to Life series of Lego Dimension, Disney Infinity, and Skylanders, I think there may be one more, they really haven't sold like gangbusters, and It wouldn't surprise me if the Lego Dimensions changes its model quite drastically and comes to PC eventually. I am over 2 million, but I have no real idea where to go. This is gonna be weird, isn't it? I have no idea where to go. Not a single bit. And I kinda wanna run around like crazy and collect things, but I'm also kinda lost. There's only a handful of characters that are still locked. And some of them are dinosaurs, which will get unlocked with the amber things. And let's see. Let's see who we did unlock. Steven Spielberg here is 250,000. Mr. DNA is 500,000. Colin Trevor, I don't know who that. Trevorrow, I don't know who that is. DJ Master Frank, don't know who that is. Pilot Pat, don't know. Jimmy Fallon, I don't know if they just named the character Jimmy Fallon or if that is that is the actor guy. Here's another guy that's locked. And then seems like the rest of these characters are just gonna be general people from different movies. So we got a lot of studs we're gonna have to spend to unlock all these things, but not right now, certainly. We have enough now to play everything. We could go and try and play everything in free play mode too. But I've got to find the red bricks, and I think the first thing I'm gonna have to do is just look it up in a walkthrough. It's like, where are these red bricks? I can't go any further. I think we've got to either try looking on the map and seeing if we can find one, or like, is this a red brick? Maybe that is. Is that a red brick? Maybe it is. So maybe we can run around and look at the island they're small enough next time and just go on the red brick hunt. If most of the red bricks are in this section, I would guess, and it doesn't even seem like there's any on that side of the island at all. And then over here it doesn't look like there's any either. So we may be in a good position there. Well, we have 2 million studs and we're at 33.6%. We have 41 of 200 mini kits. We've done 2 of 20 picture stops. I imagine that will go down really fast. I imagine the sick dinosaurs will go down pretty fast. Hopefully the red bricks go to 20 really fast. We only got 12 of 26 true survivors, but once we get the score multipliers, that's not an issue. We've only gotten 1 of the 20 workers in peril. We'll probably find those pretty easily. And we've got a massive amount of gold bricks, but they come pretty fast. We have 37 of 275. That's 238, if my math is right, remaining. And we need 11 amber bricks, which we'll get that, and we need 20 races. So, we finished the main game. Overall, I would say now that we've done all the story, 1, by far the best, 2, the second best, 4, the third best, 3, the worst, and it would be my guess. And I would say 4 and 3 aren't really too great. So story alone is kind of 50-50, and this open world section is either going to bring up my opinion of this game, or I'm going to say it's an acceptable game, but it's kind of short. That's where I figure I'll fall. But let's wait till we get 100% before we make our final decision. If you were just going to play the story and nothing else, I would say, it looks good, but it's missing some elements it could have had. Some of the elements are not A lot of the elements aren't evenly spread across the different levels. I haven't done anything in free play, so my opinion of all the levels may go wildly different after I've done them in free play. But if you were just going to run through story, I'd say probably shouldn't be your first Lego game. Uh, Maybe it should be your last or second to last. Maybe Lego The Force Awakens should be your last because it is one of the newest games. It's going to have the most polish on it, and it's not awfully bad. It's nowhere as bad as Lego Lord of the Rings or Lego The Hobbit. It's not broken so far. It's not buggy. It's not missing elements. It's not missing story. They put all the story in there that they needed to. Anywho, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All of that helps out. If you want to support me, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. And if you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.